Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the first of our coffee mornings of the new year. My name is Jenny Hill, and like you, I have been missing the chance to meet together face to face. As we stand at the turn of the year, it seems to be a good time to look back and to look forward. And I'm sure that you'll agree that looking back, 2020 has been a year no one in the world will ever forget. That pandemic has stopped us in all our tracks, isolating us from one another and causing havoc for the NHS and for everyone the world over. For much of the year, everything has been closed apart from essential shops, and there have been so many rules and regulations that have been changing every week, it seems, with different ones for different regions and counties, and especially for the devolved nations. Even the big agreement about how Christmas should have operated for everyone was altered at the very last, and there's been such disappointment as it's been a very largely socially distant Christmas for most of us. But with hindsight, we see that 2020 has brought some amazing blessings, as through the turmoil, everyone has valued human relationships as never before, and the joy of friendships through phone calls and extra kindnesses from neighbours, friends, and even complete strangers has meant so much. Owning a dog has been a lifeline for some, with the chance to get out. For others, a room with a view has been a huge blessing. Modern technology has brought a mammoth change and challenge, but given us or our relatives the possibility of ordering online, there's also been a strange new connection with services online, our church services and even our coffee mornings. And via Zoom, we have developed a whole new turn of phrase of being zoomed out. So now we have 2021 before us, and we can rejoice that miraculously vaccines have been produced very, very quickly. And hopefully very soon we can receive those vaccines. But in the meanwhile, we know that the year ahead still holds many challenges and uncertainties for us all, as every year always does. For somehow we humans find it very easy looking back even to 2020 and seeing God's wonderful hand upon our lives until now. But we find it much harder to trust in all his promises to be with us in all the days to come. We're not alone in this, and some of you may know of a poem by Minnie Louise Haskins, which was written over 100 years ago. She initially entitled it God Knows, but it became better known as The Gate of the Year. Minnie's poem was written in 1908 and privately published in 1912. Apparently years later, the Princess Elizabeth, aged 13, gave it to her father, King George VI, who quoted it in his 1939 Christmas broadcast to the British Empire at a time when the nation and the nations of the world were in dire need. It's been said that the Gate of the Year gave great comfort to the Queen Mother all her days and was a real inspiration to all the Brits in the Second World War. The Queen Mother went on to have its words engraved on stone plaques and mounted on the gates of King George VI Memorial Chapel at Windsor. Now, this well-known poem has a number of stanzas, and I'm not going to quote them all now, but just this one, because I find them to be very powerful words. And I said to the man who stood at the gate of the year, "Give me a light that I may tread safely into the unknown." And he replied, "Go out into the darkness and put your hand into the hand of God. That shall be to you better than light and safer than any known way." So I went forth, and finding the hand of God, trod gladly into the night. And he led me toward the hills and the breaking of day in the lone east. As 2021 begins, let's remember that all our lives are a gift from our Creator God, and every day is precious and an opportunity to live it closely, in a close relationship with him. And that for those who follow him, it's not a matter of removing the darkness or the unknown. It's a matter of trusting Jesus in it. God's hand is big and protective and firm. He doesn't let go of us. People might, but he won't. And if it's safety that we crave, then the most perfectly safe place in the whole universe is in the hand of God. And then it doesn't matter how dark it is. How we long to be together, and yet how wonderful to know that nothing can ever separate us from God's presence and his love. Finally, a prayer to finish, which was written about 600 years ago by a man known as Thomas à Kempis. Father, let me hold your hand, and like a child walk with you down all my days, secure in your love and strength. So now have a good day and have a wonderful year as you hold the hand of God. And Hugh will be back with us all again next week. But now, in the meantime, is the chance to phone a friend. Goodbye.